Jonas Gray, who gets the handoff and walks into the room. And unless the defense can make some really big adjustments in the second half, this is going to be a long night.
And in 14 with 7 minutes to go in the third. Here, 3rd and 12.
If there's an unsung hero of this postseason, it might just be the Colts defense. Look what they've done in the playoffs, giving up 11.5 points per game to the Bengals and the Broncos. They have been outstanding. Back in week 11, 42 points they gave up. So you know exactly what team they're going to be playing this week, the New England Patriots. So the question I have for you guys, which team defense are we going to see? Are we going to see that week 12 defense, or are we going to see the defense that really has been much better since week 12 or so of the regular season? Let's start with Luke.
I think we're going to see the playoff versus the Denver Broncos. And the reason why I think that is because we talk about Andrew Luck all the time when you want to talk about the coach. So I feel like their defense, we have to make a name or a statement for ourselves. Now, between Green Bay, Seattle, New England, and Indy has $270 million per game. That's less out of Green Bay, which have 315, Seattle, which have 362, and New England, which have 428. They're trying to prove a point right now, especially on defense, and why not in the playoffs?
There's just a couple of things for me with the Colts. It's all about what's happening going into the playoffs, because that's when you see teams gel and come together. But the 3 things they're going to have to do to compete with the Patriots: control the line of scrimmage. You can't let a team run for 245 plus yards against you. The other thing they have to do is try to find how to get pressure on Tom Brady. And if they can cover the receivers in New England like they did the Denver Broncos, they'll have a shot. I still think it'll be tough sledding in New England. But if they do those 3 things, they'll have a shot.
Well, I mean, you tutored me up earlier today on the impact of Arthur Jones, and really, he was absent there in week 11, and then the difference that he makes since he's been back, not only touchdowns, but the pass percentage, everything. Arthur Jones is a game changer. But your point to how they played last week in Denver, I just don't think it works. I mean, we saw him play a bad game. His stats last week were air passes, 10 plus yards or more. He was 5 of 19. That's 26%. Brady last week for Baltimore, he was almost 50%. So if you're going to press and force those deeper throws, Brady's a different quarterback than Peyton is right now, and I think that will lend bigger issues in the back.
Here's the trick point. Sometimes great defense dictates bad offense.
I've been a part of some bad offenses where great defenses dictated that.
You know, speaking of great defenses, Willie's obviously been a part of several, and so have you, and it's kind of the end of an era in Pittsburgh with Dick LeBeau. Question marks still up in the air. Are you going to be back there? Are you going to be back there? A lot of questions still left to be answered. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Dick LeBeau wasn't going back to Pittsburgh?
It hurt, but at the same time, that's the business side of the NFL. Like we were talking about earlier, fellas, when the Colts can let the Hall of Fame Peyton Manning go, anybody is acceptable to being let go when it comes down to the business side. But if you want to talk about a scratch golfer, if you want to talk about a guy who can play the piano, the guitar, has a CD, if you want